A lot of clients usually ask the question, what are the documents I'm supposed to receive when I subscribe to a particular property? In this video, I'll be sharing with you the different types of documents you should receive when you subscribe to a particular property. Stick around, watch this video to the end, and you'll be happy you did. My name remains Priscilla Solomon from Prime Global Consults. I'll first talk about documents you receive when you purchase plot of land before I talk about the documents you receive when you purchase a built house. So when you subscribe to a particular property, you subscribe for a plot of land or many plots of land. After you have filled the subscription form and submitted and paid for the property, whether you're making an initial deposit or you're making a full payment, the first document you receive from the company is a receipt. Receipt is an official document from the company to you confirming that a particular amount has been received from you for the purchase of a particular property. After the receipt has been given to you, the document that follows it is a contract of sale. The contract of sale establishes a relationship between you as the buyer and the company as the seller. That document states the amount with which you bought that property. It states the square meters you have bought. It also states your rights and obligation over that transaction and that of the company. So, a contract of sale does not transfer ownership of that property to you. The document that transfers ownership of that property to you is the deed of assignment. So before I get to the deed of assignment, the third document you should receive after you purchase a property is survey. If you are given a deed of assignment without a survey, that document is not complete because you are not meant to prepare a deed of assignment without a survey. So your third document is the survey. So the survey is the one that shows the exact location of your property within that land space. It carries your name, it carries square meters of land, and also carries the coordinates. There are two types of survey. You have the provisional survey and you have the registered survey. Though at times many companies give to clients provisional survey, the survey you're supposed to have, which actually establishes that purchase, is registered survey. A registered survey is a survey that has been registered, just as the name implies. A provisional survey is something you just do for the interim. A registered survey supersedes a provisional survey. So if you are a client, you paid for your property and the company issues you a provisional survey, it's your right to ask for the registered survey. The survey is the third document. So the fourth document is the deed of assignment. The deed of assignment also establishes the relationship between the buyer and the seller and shows the transfer of ownership from the buyer to the seller. The name of the company is well spelled out in the deed of assignment as well as the name of the buyer. In the deed of assignment, if that property has CFO, there is a narration of how that property was purchased and the CFO number is in the deed of assignment. The global CFO of that property is what is backing your deed of assignment as a legal document tendered to you by the seller. The deed of assignment is the document that transfers ownership from the seller to the buyer. The deed of assignment carries the narration of the history of that property, how the property was bought, and at what point that property was transferred from one individual or from one family to the other, and the CFO number if that property has CFO. This deed of assignment also carries the survey number. Your survey number is on the deed of assignment. If you bought a property and you have not received your receipt stating the exact amount with which you bought that property, contract of sale which shows your obligations and your rights over that transaction, your name, the location of the property, and the name of that property, including the name of the company, your survey, which should be a registered survey, and your deed of assignment. These are the four documents you should have when you have fully paid for your property. So your deed of assignment, your survey, they are the legal documents which you can tender to show that you actually purchased that property. And also remember, on the deed of assignment, there's a signature page. That signature page carries the signature of members of the company, your own signature, and a witness. Most of the time, the company signs send you your copies to sign and return. Please do sign your own and return back to the company, because the company is expected to have a copy of your deed of assignment after that transaction. So when you have all these documents complete, then you can say yes, this transaction is completed, so you can take full possession of your property. Whatever you want to do with it, then you can go ahead and do with it. So if you do not have all these complete documents, you can't say that you have fully paid or subscribed for a property and fully paid for it. So now let's talk about when you purchase a house, or when you are preparing to purchase a house. What do? Do you just see a fine house and you just go ahead and pay for it without doing your due diligence? There are procedures to building a house. There are steps that you are meant to follow before building your property. So the first thing you find out about that property is the title of that property. Is this property having a good title? Is this house built where you're supposed to have a residential or a commercial property? You find out all those things. Then when you have established that this property has a good title, the next thing you should ask from the developer is the approval for that property. Before you build a house, you are expected to have an approval from the relevant agencies of government. So that property is supposed to have government approval. So you ask for that. Was this plan approved by the government? Was this particular house, this 1 floor, 2 floor, 10 floors, or 20 floors, was it approved by the government? Then if yes, the document will be shown to you. Then you can ascertain that that particular property was approved by the government. So title documents, then the approval for that building. So when you have established that, then before you now start to do your other investigation about the kind of materials that were used to build that property, and when you are satisfied, then you go ahead and make your payment. Then after you have made your payment, you are also expected to receive documents from that company establishing your relationship between you and the company, and the transfer of ownership from the company to you, the company as the seller and you as the buyer. You should receive a receipt of equivalent of what you have paid to the company. You are also going to receive a survey, because you will be paying for survey of that property. You will also receive your deed of assignment. So this document, when you have received all these documents, then the ownership of that property has been fully transferred to you, so you can do whatever you want to do with your property. And another thing you should also find out, if you are buying a residential property, also find out if that area is approved for residential property. And if you're also buying a commercial property, find out if that property was approved for residential property. Of recent, a lot of buildings that have been marked by agency of Lagos State government, especially in Lekki Phase 1 area, where a lot of buildings were marked. So those buildings were not meant to be commercial properties, they're meant to be residential, but have been converted to commercial properties. So now when you are marked like this, then you will come and pay for the conversion, and it's always a lot of money. Imagine you paying for a commercial property, you fully paid, and government comes and says you cannot use this property for commercial purpose, and meanwhile the owner of the property has collected money. So what do? The government is going to seal up your property. You'll be able to do business in that property. So it will not be on you to start looking for how you're going to pay government that money which government is charging for converting a residential property to a commercial property. So I hope that this information has been beneficial to you. If yes, please do share so that more people can have access to it. My name remains Priscilla Solomon from Prime Global Consult. And remember, like this, provide you with relevant information and investment opportunities where you invest and have peace of mind. Here I come your way again to stay blessed. Bye.